Hey everybody, it's Femtrooper, and today I'm going to be doing a Ask Me Anything because today it's my 100th video. So let's just actually jump right into the AMA. We're going to do lots of fun things today, but I want to start with the AMA because I got a ton of questions. So let's just jump right in to the first one, which is from Sean Berry. And he asks, have you seen the Japanese film Battle Royale? If so, thoughts? I guess my response to that would be check my older videos because in a lot of them there's actually a giant Battle Royale poster. So yes, I do like Battle Royale. I thought it was a fantastic movie. It compared, like, Hunger Games does not even compare to Battle Royale. It was fantastic. It's gritty. It's an excellent movie, and I am obsessed with Japanese culture. So yes, I love Battle Royale. Will Stevenson asks, will you ever play any of the Witcher games? And the answer is no, I'm sorry, but I don't like WRPGs. Just that style of role-playing game is not for me at all. It's why I don't like Skyrim and Dark Souls and all that kind of thing. It's just not my thing. Pat V asks, the game you're most looking forward to in 2016, and there are a ton of games I'm looking forward to this year, but if I have to only pick one, I'd probably say Final Fantasy 15, and that's assuming it is released this year. Another one from Sean Berry, and he asks, favorite anime? I would have to go with Love Hina. It's probably, I would maybe say it's my favorite anime, just because, I don't know, it's hilarious to me, and it's kind of very nostalgic. It's one I got into when I was a teenager, and I just love that one. Death Note would be another one. Sailor Moon, hands down. I love all of them, even the 5th season that they never released here. And I really like Bleach, actually. I've never seen the full thing, but I really do like Bleach. And I'll be honest, I really do like the Pokemon show. I just, I know some people wouldn't even count it, but it's an anime, and I really like it. I even will watch newer ones that I shouldn't be watching, but I really do like it. But if we're talking about maybe not non-Sailor Moon or Pokemon ones, Love Hina, Death Note, and Bleach for sure. Another one from Sean Berry, and he asks, what are some of your favorite foreign films? Actually, most of them are Asian. I would have to say Battle Royale, Miss Granny, Spirited Away, and like a lot of the Mio Hayazaki films, just because I like anime. And actually, I really enjoyed the movie City of God. I thought that was a really good movie, so check that out if you haven't seen that. Anthony Pettinelli asks, what is your favorite Pokemon? And that's easy. It would be Gardevoir or Pikachu. It's hard for me to decide. I really like Gardevoir just because it's very anthropomorphic, and I really like Pokemon that kind of look like people. I don't know why, I just think they're super cool looking. And maybe not Mr. Mime, but I really like Gardevoir, and I just love Pikachu. I don't care if it's cliche or not. I don't know, I wish it was real. Bobby Shine asks, what game or game series have you tried time and time again to get into but just could never get into? I would have to go with Grand Theft Auto and the Smash Brothers series. Grand Theft Auto because I always get super hyped every time there's an installment or a new release, and everything about it is so awesome, and then I just never finish it and sort of stop caring, so I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of done with it. And then Smash Brothers just because I really liked the first one as a kid, and now I just can't even handle it. It's just so button mashy, and people who know me know I don't like Smash Brothers. I really tried to give the new one a shot, and I just couldn't stand it, so I actually sold it. So I don't know, I don't like Smash Bros. Another question from Bobby Shine, and that is, what is your top 5 or top 3 N64 games of all time? Whoa, that's really hard, but I would have to go with Banjo-Kazooie. This is no order. Banjo-Kazooie, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Diddy Kong Racing, Donkey Kong 64, and Super Mario 64. Again, they're kind of top games, but the N64 it's a great system, but it's also kind of a shitty system. No offense, because a lot of the games that came out for it was the era of like that 3D platforming thing, and they just really, it got so oversaturated, and there weren't a lot of other things going on, and there was GoldenEye and stuff, but I wouldn't list that as a favorite. It's cool, but and I like the pod racing game and stuff, but in general, the N64 kind of sucks in the sense that there's not really a ton of, RPGs and stuff, because it was just, I know it was kind of a weird system. Like PlayStation 1 had tons, but I don't know. N64, I'd have to go with those. Another question from Bobby Shine. He asks, and what is your favorite gaming console of all time? It's easy. It's Super Nintendo based on nostalgia, and if I have to pick a current one, I would pick the Nintendo 3DS. Super Nintendo is just an amazing system regardless of nostalgia. It's just fantastic. It's everything. It has something for everybody. And the 3DS, same answer. It really has something for everyone. It's a great system. So many great games. Definitely just tons of great stuff for it. It's just overall an amazing console. I'm so impressed. Okay, Awkward Podcast asks, if you could go back in time, meet yourself as a child, and say one thing, what would it be? I'm going to go with two. Okay, so the first thing is you really don't change at all. So if I were talking to my 10-year-old self or whatever, I would say you are seriously the exact same person. I read things that I find from like elementary and look at things I wrote, and it's like, wow, that's literally didn't change. So that's is a good thing. And secondly, I would say, you're kind of an awkward, nerdy kid, and you always want to be with all those popular kids and all that stuff. And I would say, do not, like, who cares? Because when you get older, you will not care, because those people, for the most part, are losers, and you don't, who cares? Like, I feel like, everybody wants to be, like, they want to fit in when they're in, like, junior high and stuff. And I feel like when I look back at some of those people, they're total losers. And I feel like, I don't know. I mean, that's mean, I suppose, but I feel like it's such a cliche, like the popular kids are losers and the nerds win in the end. But it kind of is true, so I'm going to go with that. Just like, you want to be with all these cool kids that are doing things that you have no interest with. They're doing things that you don't even care about, and they have no interest in what you have to say about Spider-Man and all this kind of stuff. So I feel like, who cares? Awkward Podcast also asks, who is your celebrity crush? And this one took a lot of thinking, because there's a lot of like current celebrities that I could name that I think, are good looking and all this stuff. But I would honestly have to go with a young Paul McCartney. Daniel Kerr asks, is there a story behind your username? And if so, what is it? I feel really bad that I don't have this awesome story for why I came up with the name Femtrooper, but I really don't have a good story. So I've had this username probably since 2005 or 6. I don't remember. I used to go by the name Reed. That was like my cool internet nickname. Reed, like, because of the like woodwind instrument Reed. Yeah, that's how nerdy. I thought it was so cool. It was like, hey, I'm Reed. And then, I don't know, that kind of faded away, and now I've been Femtrooper ever since. I think it's honestly just because it's a play on words with literally Stormtrooper. I know I'm not the one who invented it, but I like Femtrooper just because it was like, well, I'm a girl, and I really like Stormtroopers and Star Wars, and I kind of just made it up in, like, 11 years ago or something. So again, not a great story, but I'm pretty sure that's how I came up with it. Eric Anthony asks, what got yourself into doing YouTube videos? I love talking, and I like video games and pop culture, movies, music, geeky stuff, whatever. And I saw all these people do these channels, and I was like, why am I not doing this? Like, I want to talk about video games and all the nerdy things I like, or whether it's a movie or whatever. And I just actually really like doing this. Some people, like, it can be a very scary thing to do this and to talk about stuff and have, like, your own show on the internet and all this. But I just really like doing it. It's really fun, and quite honestly, I've met amazing people because of it. The community's great, and yeah, it was more just because I just always wanted to have one of these quote-unquote YouTube shows, and yeah, that's pretty much why. Okay, Thomas White asks, how excited are you to see what the new Nintendo system will bring to homes and hopefully the mobile market? Can Nintendo make everyone realize how talented they are again? I'm really excited about the Nintendo NX, if that's what it will end up being called. I'm always excited for a new Nintendo system. I think this time they may have learned, we're hoping, from the Wii U mistake. Despite me not thinking it was a mistake, I really did like the Wii U. I still like the Wii U. I think it's a fantastic console because it wasn't oversaturated with third-party crap and shovelware. It actually had really good titles. I know even people I'm friends with would disagree with me on that, but I really do think the Wii U was great, even though it had a release every couple months and it wasn't that much. It would always be a really solid game. So I feel like, I don't know, the Wii U was awesome. The Wii was just full of shit. It had great games, but it was just like, kind of a quality over quantity versus I think the Wii U might not have that much, but it was a really good system. So I like the Wii U. They just marketed it really, really bad. In fact, there's to this day, people have no idea. They're like, Wii U, is that a Wii or is that an expand? Like, nobody knows. It's really sad. So they really screwed it up. I'm hoping that they can fix it with the NX. You know, they were very innovative with a lot of things. Nintendo has been, they're the gaming company. Like, it's Nintendo. People still say, are you playing Nintendo? Even if you're not. Like, Nintendo almost is the word for gaming still. So I feel like, I don't know, they're smart, they're innovative, everything they come up with, like the actual games they develop are like fantastic. So I really believe in Nintendo. I think they could do something great with the NX. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what else was going on in this question. Yeah, can they make everyone realize how talented they are again? Sure, because they sure did with the Wii, even after the GameCube being kind of a failure. So I'm hoping that the Wii U is kind of the GameCube and it'll be like a niche thing and I'll look back and be like, I was one of the Wii U supporters, and then the NX will just explode and just totally be on par with the PS4 and the Xbox One, and people will get excited to play a Nintendo console again instead of just playing Call of Duty on their Xbox Ones. S. Jeff Burdett asks, any games you regret not finishing? Yeah, I feel like any Final Fantasy game besides 6? I feel really bad, but like I kind of suck at finishing some games just because I find it, well, Final Fantasy games, I don't know what's going on with those games, but they get like, this is terrible as like a gamer, but I don't know what happens, but they get like the spike in difficulty goes at the end, and like sometimes I'm like, what? And I feel like I'm just left hanging here. So like Final Fantasy 8, 9, and 10 for sure. 10, I basically at the final boss, I think like 2 bosses away, and I kind of gave up on it because it's like, I don't know, kind of pissed at it. But Final Fantasy 8 and 9 were games I played as a teenager and then dropped, and then I feel like now as, you know, an adult, I'd like to replay them and see where I get. But there's a lot of games I've started where it's like, and then I always just throw down. But those ones, Final Fantasy games, would be ones like I regret not finishing. Another one from S. Jeff Burdett, any game/anime that's tied to an incredibly happy time in your life. I mean, anything from the Super Nintendo era makes me think of being a kid, so that makes me pretty happy. So like Earthbound, Super Mario RPG, all the Donkey Kong Country series on the Super Nintendo, Super Mario World, just basically all the Super Nintendo RPGs that I played back then. So like not Chrono Trigger, because I finished that like 4 years ago or whatever, so that doesn't count. It's still a happy time in my life, but I don't know, there's something about the Super Nintendo era and like having no care in the world and all this kind of stuff that makes me really excited and pretty happy. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Miguel Munn. Is there a game or TV show or film that you can relate to on a personal level? So I'm going to name 3 shows because they basically are my life, and that is Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and 30 Rock. I'm huge, like Seinfeld would be my favorite show, if you want to know. Curb Your Enthusiasm would probably be in like my top 5, if not second. Like Larry David's humor is basically my life because I'm a socially awkward person, so any shows that have sort of asshole, socially awkward people are like 100% I relate to. I am also basically Liz Lemon, so 30 Rock is a huge plus. Love that show. I kind of identify with JD from Scrubs a little bit. I love that show. But yeah, so those would be shows I identify with on a personal level. There's other shows I really like Breaking Bad, but I don't identify with that on a personal level. Antoine Bocage says, any games that you are anticipating for 2016? And I kind of have a list here just because I can't remember all of them. Now, there's probably like 50 games that I've seen that I'm like, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. But if we're going to like kind of smush it to like a top 10 kind of thing, I would go with Fire Emblem Fates, hands down. I am so excited for that, especially as a 3DS title. Persona 5, if we get it this year, very exciting. Actually, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands looks pretty cool, so I'm excited for that. Final Fantasy 15, hands down. Uncharted 4, really exciting. Last Guardian, if we actually get it this year, we might not. Mass Effect Andromeda, hoping that that's this year. Star Fox Zero is another one. Unravel looks really cool. Digimon Story, which probably is already out at the time of this video being out, but whatever, I'm really excited. Zelda Wii U/NX/ we have no idea, but I'm excited for a new Zelda game on a console. Recore looked really cool. And that's everything that I kind of wrote down. There's a really cool game called Detroit Become Human, but that might not come out for like 2 years. That looks really cool. And yeah, I mean, if I look at all these upcoming lists, I've definitely seen like 40, 50 games that I'm like really excited for. Those are like the big ones that I'm really looking forward to for 2016. Antoine Bocage also asks, are you excited about the NX coming out? And I kind of covered that, but yes, I am very excited. Just because I get excited about any Nintendo console coming out. Very exciting when any console comes out, really. But yes, very excited. Sebastian Olsen says, what were your biggest disappointments and biggest surprises of 2015, as in movies, games, music, etc., etc.? Okay, so I don't really have disappointments in gaming per se, because everything I played I pretty much enjoyed. So, because I don't play like tons. I'm not somebody who finishes like 80 games in a year, so my list would not be that great. But for surprises, I would say Super Mario Maker, because I didn't care about it when I heard about it, and then when we bought it, I'm like, okay, this is actually really good. And secondly, I'd go with Yoshi's Woolly World, because that was also a huge surprise, considering the Yoshi games as of late have been kind of bad, and that was totally like really good, really definitely a surprise. There's no real surprises in the music world. Like, everything that I was excited about or whatever I was kind of expecting to like. So I don't really have any surprises there per se. And no disappointments. I mean, I could go on and on about different artists that I'm like, ugh, so passé and done with and all this stuff and whatever. But I feel like, I don't know, everything I was excited about, I was good. And as far as movies, yes, I have disappointments, and yes, I have really good ones that were like blew my mind, but that will be in another video. I don't want to talk about it because I'm going to do my top 10 movies of 2015, and I'll do my top or honorable mentions video of all the movies that I really enjoyed last year, because there's a ton. And yes, there are movies I saw last year that were god awful and maybe other people liked, just like the year before. That's always fun. So you can wait for that video and then I'll answer those questions. Corey Repetto says, what are your top 5 movies? This is tough because top 5 movies, when people ask you that, generally they end up being movies that you're either nostalgic about, or you have, good memories with. They're not necessarily like amazing Oscar winning, like for example 12 Years a Slave, excellent movie, but it wouldn't be in my top 5, not because it's a bad movie, it's just not a movie I want to watch over and over again. So top 5 movies for me are movies I want to watch over and over again. So I would go with brace yourself, guys, because my very favorite movie of all time is not it's kind of embarrassing, but I don't care. I really like it a lot. It's my favorite movie. Can almost watch it word for word. It's really bad. And that is Home Alone 2. Yes. Yeah, I just really like Home Alone 2, way too much. Obsessive, and know everything about it. Sit and can watch the movie, blah, 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 and say all the words. I don't know. It's that childhood movie that never went away, and I really like it. So if that's my number 1, it's going to be my top 5. And we're going to go with Nightmare Before Christmas, because that movie is just way too amazing. Again, I can sing all the songs. The Great Dictator, Charlie Chaplin, amazing film. It's just a really good movie. Everybody should see it. It's very cool because of what he was doing for the time. Aliens, because I'm a huge Alien fan, but I always like the second one more. And I would have to go with The Graduate, just because I just love that movie. I also love Dustin Hoffman, so I would almost put Tootsie there as well. The man can do no wrong. He's just one of the best. But there's tons of other movies that I would love that I would put in top 10, like Forrest Gump and stuff. I just love Tom Hanks and Catch Me If You Can and all this stuff. But there's lots of other more film buff, cinephile, sort of film snotty stuff going on that I really like. But again, not on my top 5. Photoshop Fran is asking, what are your top 5 PS3 games? Now, people might not like my answer for this, just because you're probably expecting awesome JRPGs and all this, but yeah, PS3 I thought was a fantastic system, but you have to keep in mind that the first half of the system's life, I was not playing some of these, really cool niche games. This wasn't happening, so I'm gonna have to go with South Park Stick of Truth, Grand Theft Auto 4, Uncharted 2, Ni no Kuni, and Final Fantasy 13. I don't care what anybody says, I really like that game. Photoshop Fran is asking another question. We've got What game brings you the most nostalgia? I think we all know the answer to that, and that's Earthbound. I got another one from Photoshop Fran, and that is what has been your favorite multiplayer? What has been your favorite multiplayer experience? Mario Kart 8. That they did a solid job on that. Nintendo was amazing, and you don't have to pay to go online. Like, freaking hate that. So Nintendo wins for online. You can also play at home. Have split screen, which is great with up to 4 people. And it's just so well done. Like, it's so easy to just play with your friends with Mario Kart 8. So they completely top notch. I was so impressed. The Origin guy is asking, have you been to Ireland? If not, then do you want to? Sure, I would go to Ireland. I've never been. It's not on the top of my list, I'll be honest. I'm sorry. There's other places I would like to go first. But considering that I may have Irish ancestry, I would like to go. So if I ever did like some kind of ancestry trip, it'd be cool to see a lot of like the UK and go to like Scotland and Ireland and England and all that. I'd really like to check some of those things, some of those places out, just because of the history alone. And I don't know, it'd be neat to see maybe where I have ancestry. Mark_bounded33 is asking, have you ever gone down to the USA? Sorry, the question is kind of hard to understand, but I'm assuming that's what it means. The answer is yes, like all the time. I go to the US almost every second year, every year. So depends on the year. Sometimes it's every year, maybe sometimes I wait a year. But yeah, I go down to the US all the time. The dollar is really bad right now for Canadians, so I'm not going there at the moment, but I go all the time to the US. I've been a lot of places. To name a few, I've been to New York 4 times, Las Vegas 5 times, I've been to Hawaii, I've been to New Orleans, I've been to Florida twice, to Orlando, I've been to San Francisco, I've been to tons of states in between, like been to Montana, Idaho, been to Washington, D.C., been to Washington State, kind of been everywhere. So yeah, I've been to Boston, I've been to the United States a lot and done a lot of cool things. I just love going to the States. It's so close, so why not? Another question from Mark_bounded33. What's your favorite N64 game? Actually, to name a favorite, that's pretty tough, but I might have to go with Banjo-Kazooie. It's really good. Super Mario 64 is great and very nostalgic and stuff, but like Banjo-Kazooie, in my opinion, is maybe a little better because it was a little bit more unique. So might go with that. Really good game. Fish Filtered Cat is asking, favorite video game character and why? Oh my gosh, this was a really hard question. I've been thinking about this and I still don't have the best answer. So I've come up with 3 characters. It's weird. If you were to ask me movie character or something, or TV character, I'd be able to name like so many. I don't know. For some reason, as much as I'm a gamer, I connect with games, but not necessarily characters. For instance, Earthbound's my favorite game, but I wouldn't name a character out of it as my favorite character. Although I do like Pokey. This was really hard. So I'd have to say I really like Toad. It's kind of a weird thing, but I think it's because I can do Toad's voice. I don't know. He's such a weird character and awkward and silly, and I just really like Toad. Now, I really like Yoshi a lot. Huge Yoshi fan. And if we have to go with a more recent character, I would pick Monokuma because damn, Monokuma is a fantastic villain. I don't know, I really not connected on a personal level with Monokuma, but I really, really liked Monokuma. He was just so evil, and I don't know, really liked Monokuma. So I'm sorry, my answer is kind of shitty, but this one was tough for me. Okay, this question's interesting. It's from Alpha_Wolfie. It says, name one game that sticks to mind that has been your favorite on each console system you have or played on. So I'm just going to go with have, just because it's going to be too much. So I got a list here. So I own a Game Gear. I do not have a favorite game for that. I don't care. I don't. It's kind of a terrible system, and I don't have a favorite. Game Boy Color / the Game Boy. I would go with Pokemon Blue. The Super Nintendo. Earthbound, obviously. The Nintendo 64, Banjo-Kazooie. PlayStation 1. I don't own a PlayStation 1, to be honest, so I'm not going to give you my favorite PlayStation 1 game. I know, I have a PS2, and that's how I played all the PlayStation 1 games. PlayStation 2 would probably go with Final Fantasy X. I know that's terrible, whatever. I don't know. That's all I got. PS3, I'd have to go with Ni no Kuni. I really like that game a lot. Xbox 360, Mass Effect 2, because I really like that. Also, never had Xbox consoles, so I'm saying Mass Effect 2 because it was on my boyfriend's, and I don't know, I never had an Xbox or an Xbox 360. Xbox One so far, I would have to go with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, just because I really enjoyed it. It was like solid. It was excellent. Kevin Spacey was excellent in it, and there has still not been an Xbox One like JRPG or something to make me really hyped. So I would have to go with that one. Nintendo DS, I would have to go with 999. The Wii, Super Mario Galaxy, maybe. The Wii U, probably Super Mario 3D World, because that game was just really, 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 really good. The 3DS, that's tough because there's been so many good ones, but I might have to go with Fire Emblem Awakening because that just blew my mind. I don't know, I was so into it. The Vita, gonna go with Danganronpa 2. Really, really like that one, probably more than the first. And Game Boy Advance, I'll go with Mother 3. Good games on the Game Boy Advance, but I never really played enough, but the Mother 3 is just hands down. That would be my favorite. Another question from Alpha_Wolfie, and that is, what games are you looking forward to in 2016? Already answered that one. Yeah. Another question from Alpha_Wolfie. Outside of gaming, what other interests or hobbies do you like doing? Everything that I'm really interested in is usually media related, like movies and stuff. So I would have to say that I'm a huge movie buff, love TV. So really into lots of shows and like, okay, for movies, for instance, on average, I probably see 1.5 movies a week, like in the theater. Like, so sometimes it's 2 times, sometimes it's once. Like, we go to the theater all the time, and especially right now because it's Oscar season. I think we've seen like almost every single Oscar nomination besides a few niche categories. We're trying really hard to see all the best foreign and stuff. I've seen 2 out of the 5. That's pretty good. So I'm hoping to see more. But yeah, we've seen all the major nominations. There's a couple I haven't seen, but in general, like all of them, I've seen all the niche, all the different movies that like nobody's seen. I love movies. I love going to the theater. I'm also really, really into fashion. I like shopping a lot, which is really bad. But I really like shopping. So whenever I go anywhere, especially on vacation, I definitely make malls and shopping a trip. Shopping not just for clothes, but also for games. I like shopping. Another question from Alpha_Wolfie, and that is, through your time in YouTube, what clips you enjoyed or are proud of most, and why? This was really hard because there's so many videos I've done. 99 this is the 100th, and it was hard because I was looking through them and I'm like, I don't know if I'd say like proud, but one video that comes to mind would definitely be the Girl Gamers one, because I took a big risk. So it's not necessarily like maybe the best thing I've done, because I know I got a lot, like some people are not happy with that. But I liked it just because I thought, screw it, I'm going to state my opinion. And I did it and actually got a lot of positive feedback, and it was fun, and it was something that a lot of people, especially my friends, wouldn't do because they're all guys. So it was kind of fun as a girl to do a video like that. And another video that I liked was the Calgary Expo 2015 video. I really like doing that. I want to do something even better this year, so I'm hoping that I will be given the privilege of doing that again. But it was really fun because it was something different. It wasn't just me sitting in here talking. It was like actually going around, showing footage, showing me walking around with all the vendors and stuff. I just thought it was really exciting, and I was really stoked on that one. Whoa, we've come to the last question, and that's from Lou Rock, and he asks a really cool one. Books, film, games. You can only have one. Why? Gamers aren't gonna like me for this one, but I have to pick movies. Film hands down. I can't live without movies. I could live, I just like TV and movies and stuff way too much. I'm not a huge reader, so I could throw that one out first, but, which is really bad. I know I should get into reading, but, I like, I love playing games, but they're a huge time commitment, and the ones I tend to gravitate to are really long. So if it was like the choice between, movies and playing an 80-hour RPG, I would pick movies just because I like movies way too much. And same with TV. I can't give that up. Those are all the questions that I got for my Ask Me Anything, and I'm so happy for all those who participated. That was really exciting and really fun. Really, really, really great questions. I hope I can do this again maybe next year or something. We'll do something else because that was really awesome. And yeah, I'm just really excited to have done it. And this video, even though it is really long, is not over yet. This is a 100th video extravaganza. And I'm going to show you bloopers right now. I'm going to show you a blooper reel because there are some embarrassing moments and they need to be shown. So enjoy.
Let's get funky. Oh man. Boom. Boom. Damn. I am going to give somebody the wow, that was awful. I'm not saying that was awful. That was insulting. I'm never saying that again. It just came out. Okay, shh. I don't know. Like, there's not much. I saw a movie called 71, and it's about a British soldier who ends up in Ireland.
No, so you can't slow down like that.
Hey everybody, it's Femtrooper, and today we're going to be talking about the 2015 Comic-Con reel for Star Wars Episode 7, The Flight Flag.
And when I say that, I don't...
Last is a game that is way too good. Oh no! Hello!
Number 1. Yeah, I'm so upset that I have a scribbly thing going on right here. And for somebody who's a huge fan of Earthbound, I'm so proud to finally say that I have beat Mother 3. Oh, that was the worst. I don't even know what I was thinking. Hey everybody, it's Femtrooper, and today I'm going to be
I want to thank everybody for watching my 100th video. If you actually, managed to stay through this whole video, thank you for that. So yeah, this is my 100th video, and I'm actually pretty much, well, off by a few, but I'm pretty much at 3,000 subscribers. So also thank you for that. That is amazing. So we'll have to do something upcoming for that. But yeah, this is my 100th video. I can't believe that I've been on YouTube now for almost 4 years. So I'll have to do some kind of anniversary video. That will be in March, since 2012. So wow, that's really crazy. Love YouTube. I like doing this a lot. This is a really fun thing. I'm so glad I did it. This is, I don't know. It's just been really fun. So, and I encourage those of you who you're thinking, should I make a YouTube channel? Like, yeah, you should, because you have no idea what's going to come out of it, and it's usually positive. So YouTube has been great. 100 videos. I can't believe it. I can't wait to get to 200 videos, 150 videos, 1,000 videos. Jeez, that'll be exciting, and I hope to make more videos more often. But yeah, thank you so much for sticking with me and my channel, and I will see you for the next hundreds of videos.